business.
Platform regulation. America's turn. Big technology firms are newly in the hot seat at home.
Antitrust, privacy, hate speech. Whenever the European Union tries to rein in tech giants, Americans accuse it of protectionism. That argument has always been simplistic, but now it is harder to make. Scarcely a week passes in Washington when companies like Apple and Google are not in politicians' crosshairs. The latest target is Facebook. Earlier this month, the firm revealed that 470 accounts that appeared to be controlled from Russia had bought advertisements worth a total of $100,000 on the social network between June 2015 and May 2017. Alex Stamos, Facebook's chief security officer, said they aimed at amplifying divisive social and political messages. This was the first time Facebook had acknowledged that Russia may have used the social network, leading the team of Robert Mueller, the special counsel investigating possible links between Donald Trump's presidential campaign and the Russian government, to issue a search warrant to get further details. Now the Senate's Intelligence Committee has asked Facebook executives to testify at a public hearing. Some in Washington want to force Facebook to disclose who is behind political advertisements. Another initiative reached the hearing stage on September 19th. The Stop Enabling Sex Traffickers Act, or SESTA, is aimed at stopping online services from hosting sex trafficking advertisements, in particular Backpage.com, a site notorious for such ads. It was set in motion by an affecting documentary, I Am Jane Doe, which chronicles the legal battles waged by sex trafficking victims against Backpage.com. But SESTA is also bad news for Google, which is still reeling from being made responsible for the firing in August of Barry Lynn, a prominent critic of big tech companies, from the New America Foundation, a Washington think tank, which the firm supports. Google worries, as many experts do, that SESTA will undercut Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, a statute that largely exempts online firms from liability for their users' actions, and which is a big reason why the Internet has been a fountain of innovation. Google cannot oppose the legislation openly because it would be seen as defending sex traffickers. The bill also plays into the hands of some of Google's foes, who may be happy to see it weakened. Oracle, a software firm, has come out in support of SESTA. Google has fallen out with its Silicon Valley neighbour over Android, its mobile operating system. The two are now involved in a billion-dollar intellectual property battle. Media types and academics are again discussing ways of reining in big tech companies. The authors of two critical books, Move Fast and Break Things by Jonathan Taplin and World Without Mind by Franklin Foer, are a media scholar and a former magazine editor respectively. Luigi Zingales and Guy Rolnick, both of the University of Chicago, have called for legislation to reallocate the ownership of data created on social media to users. The question is whether the tech backlash will result in new laws, beyond perhaps SESTA. Big antitrust investigations still appear far off. The nominee for antitrust chief at the Department of Justice, Maykan Delrahim, yet to be confirmed, seems most interested in protecting American firms from discriminatory antitrust enforcement abroad, not in attacking monopoly power at home. Much will depend on how the companies react. They need to do more than invest heavily in lobbying. Instead, they should strengthen their infrastructure for policing their platforms and be much more transparent, argues Nick Sinai, a lecturer at Harvard University and an investor at Insight Venture Partners. The GAFA, as Google, Amazon, Facebook and Apple are collectively called, also have good arguments on their side. If they are dominant, it is chiefly because consumers like their products. The four giants are an important engine of the American economy. That is why it would come as a surprise if America is ever as eager as the rest of the world to cut the giants down to size.